Good morning. Okay, so here is the nutrition video that I promised. So you can tell I'm obviously about to go to the pool for the day, enjoying my last few days of sweet, sweet freedom. So I was going to put this all in an email for you guys, but I have so much to say about food that I felt like a video would be best. You are welcome. So first and foremost, food is it's more important than the work that we're doing. So we're doing all this super hard work to transform our bodies, to jumpstart our metabolism. All that really good stuff is so super good for your bones and for your heart. But you cannot outrun a bad diet. Meaning if you're eating crap, you cannot work out enough to burn it all off. Even if on paper you're burning more calories than you're taking in, your body is still not going to be operating as well as it could if you were eating the right things. So I would venture to say that weight loss and health and all these things are about 75 to 80% diet, and then the rest is just lifestyle, like working out, moving all day. So this is so super important. So first of all, little science lesson for you. There are three macronutrients that are super, super important: fat, carbohydrates, and protein. So the two that you need for working out, for energy, for cell reproduction and all that are carbohydrates and fat. So before you work out, I want you to have a good carb, a good fat, something like that, because your cells need that to make energy to work out. And then protein is essential after you work out, because that is what helps rebuild, repair your muscles and build those back up and repair your cells. So people, this is one thing that I get hung up on all the time. People are very afraid of carbohydrates because it's been the big fad. Definitely low carb, low fat, like, no. What you need are the appropriate fats and the appropriate carbohydrates. You have to have them. What I'm trying to avoid here is a crash diet. Nobody likes that, because we've all done that. We're like, I'm gonna have 15 carbs today and all the water and all the fruits and all the vegetables, and you do great for like 3 days, and then you die. And you just quit because it's hard. Dieting is hard. So I want to encourage all of you that it's hard work, but so worth it. And we are going to work on finding a balance, because my motto is all things in moderation, including moderation. So sometimes you just want to pig out. I want you to pig out. But then we're going to get back on that bandwagon and do all the good, right things, okay? So the way I do my diet personally, nothing is off limits. I watch, so for a while I calorie counted. I did that for 1.5 years. And for those of you who want to lose weight, you can get with me and I will give you your numbers, like what kind of deficit you need to be working in, and I can work with you on your calorie counting, because that's super important when you're trying to lose weight. You've got to do more work than you're putting in. But you also need to be putting in the right things. And I personally just chose to not take a whole food group off the table. I could have carbs, but I limited those. I could have anything, but I limited everything. And what I would do, like if I went to a party, there was a birthday cake. Instead of being like, oh God, can't have it. Because you know what I would do? All I would do is sit there and think about that birthday cake. Oh my God, that cake. Oh, if I could just have that cake. And then eventually I would pass on the cake there. But you know what I do? I'd run to Kroger after that party and I go buy myself a cupcake or 7 and eat all of them. So now what I do is I just say, you know what? What's more worth it? My workout, like my goals, or that cake? Usually my goals will trump it, and I don't want the cake. But sometimes I just want the cake. And so what I do, I have it. I go and get it, and I take like 3 or 4 bites, like until I feel satisfied. And I throw it away. Oh. And then I've kind of released that bondage a little bit, if that makes any sense. So I would encourage you to not say, no more fat, no more this, no more that. Have the things, but let's make good choices. 95% of the time. And then let's say you do slip up and have some horrible, terrible cheat meal. Ooh, you go to a Mexican restaurant and eat all the cheese dip. Oh, yes. So worth it. But then you know what? You come home and the next day you are back on that bandwagon. So, see, I have big feelings about food. Big feelings all over the place. So let me just get down to some basic things that I do. They're very helpful. So I focus a lot on vegetables and fruit, whole foods. I personally am gluten and dairy free. So you can try those if you want to. You can just keep with what you're doing, whatever, man. Okay, here's what we're gonna want. So for your carbohydrates, you want complex carbohydrates, not simple things, not like sugar, things like that. Whole wheat, whole grain, all of it. Quinoa, rice, whole grain like bread with like nuts and things in it. You want something that takes your body longer to process and break down. Okay, we want some good fats. Avocado. What else do I use? Olive oil. Oh my gosh, almonds, nuts, anything like that. Super good fats. So before I go work out, for instance, in the morning, I will have a piece of gluten-free bread with avocado spread on top, and I usually eat 1 or 2 eggs. So then I'm getting my fat, I'm getting some protein in, I'm getting some carbs. And then when I come home, I usually have either a protein shake or 2 eggs. 2 eggs are 140 calories, and it's a lot of protein. Then my lunch, I eat a mid-morning snack, and then my lunch is always big-time veggies, a little bit of protein. So I'm going to show you a few of my favorite things, and this is one of them. It's a bag salad kit. There are so many of these to choose from. So very many. Keeps me from getting bored. So when I go to work, I take one of these bags with me, and I usually have some sort of like pre-packaged by me protein. So like I will make a big chicken and shred it and put like a cup of chicken in a little Tupperware container. And so when I go to work, I grab my bag of salad and then one of my proteins, and then that is my lunch for the day. And one of these bags I make into 2 servings. So just, you know, portion out half of it, put the other half in the fridge, and that's the next day. So, but any, you don't have to do the salad, any like big time vegetable and a protein is a good choice for lunch. And then I have an afternoon snack. I eat a lot of Lara bars. Just keep my little bag of all my protein and non-protein bars, just like fruit bars, things like that. I eat a lot of rice cakes with different nut butters, almond butter, so super good. So I'll take I'll even have like a chocolate rice cake and cover it in almond butter. That's my afternoon snack. Apples with almond butter. Like I try to put a little protein, because in the afternoon I'm very, very hungry. I'm very hungry all the time, but in the afternoon I'm very hungry. So I usually put a little protein in mine. You can do yogurt, you can do cheese, you can do like any kind of fruit, any kind of vegetable. Ooh, that's another one. I do a lot of hummus. Ta-da! This one is my favorite. This is at Walmart. Black bean jalapeno. Oh my gosh, so good. With some carrot sticks or some celery dipped in there. Or sometimes if I'm feeling real crazy, I'll have some gluten-free crackers. Real crazy. And these are wonderful. So sometimes I'll just spread this on toast. I'll have this with a few tortilla chips. I love this because it's a good fat, but it's also portioned out. So you are not going to sit there and eat an entire tub of guacamole, even though you could. Oh, so good. I love it. So this is always at our house. Those are hard-boiled eggs. So some days that's my protein on my salad, 2 eggs on my salad. Sometimes when I come back from a workout, instead of a protein shake, I'll eat a couple of eggs. We go through so many eggs in our house. So just always keep some hard-boiled eggs on hand. Super helpful because they're only 70 calories each. So sometimes when you're big hungry and it's not quite time for another meal and you're kind of blowing through your calories for the day, if you're counting, eat an egg because it will help fill you up. Yogurt, Greek yogurt, full fat. That's another thing, like all the fat-free, reduced fat, all the... No, because those are empty calories that they're giving you. Just go ahead and go for the full fat. So full fat cheese, Greek yogurt, milk, things like that. I am dairy-free, and for those of you that are dairy-free, those are magic. I take those with a little bit of gluten-free granola. That's another good snack. And then dinner. You can tell I eat a lot of snacks. I have snack dinner pretty often. But then dinner is another hearty serving of vegetables and some protein. So yeah, I think you're seeing the emphasis here is on lots and lots of veggies. I have lots of recipes. Cauliflower mashed potatoes, good way to get in some veggies. My salad bags. I have a food processor and I will put the little blade on there to chop things, the chopper, and I will roast a bunch of vegetables, squash, zucchini. Right now I have sweet potatoes and red and yellow peppers and onions and little cherry tomatoes. Put those in the oven. I usually do like 425 for about 20-25 minutes, and then I have a balsamic glaze that I pour on top. So I toss all of it in extra virgin olive oil, salt and pepper, put a little garlic in there, spread it out on a baking sheet, and then I put a little balsamic vinaigrette on it. So good. And then I have leftovers. So like my lunch today is some chicken from last night and those veggies. So you don't have to eat salad every day. This video is going very, very long, but I have a lot to say. Drink your water, lots of water, 8 to 10 glasses of water. It gets super boring, so I have, I sometimes use like the little squeeze things to add a little flavor. Sometimes if I need some energy, I do my little Arbonne sticks. I drink coffee. I think coffee's fine, but yeah, lots and lots of information here. So if you want some help with, if you're trying to lose weight and you want my help, just email me and I will work up your numbers and tell you how many calories you should be getting in. If you, I will send some little recipes. I am by no means any kind of a chef. I mean, I'm not joking when I say we have roasted vegetables and chicken often, because I have an Instant Pot. I just throw some chicken and some salsa in there for 20 minutes and then I put my vegetables in the oven. I mean, it's pretty big time dinner around here, because a lot of times it's, you know, some avocados and some eggs and toast, and that's dinner. So I'm a lot of things, so I'm not a chef, and that's okay. So anyway, I can help you with some very basic meal planning and things like that. Super simple. I like to just keep, because I work and do all the things, as do you. So we just keep it real simple. Anyway, please let me know if you have any questions, if there's anything else I can help you with. I love to talk about food, so thanks.